for the students. Two,
maximizing the involvement of local contractors in construction, in operations, and also the teachers that we train are also appointed by the government, selected by the government, and tend to be the natives from the country itself. Fourthly, our ability to help with the financing, which can often be a bottleneck to development of projects in Africa. So on the back of our group's financial strength, we are able to access various liquidity pools from local, regional, international financing institutions, and we've done that successfully in various countries we're involved in. Last but not the least, our projects are developed with the highest regard for environmental and social.
Education and opportunities for the young population. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Abhishek Batko, Group CFO of Planet One Group. At this moment, I'd like to recognize a partner who has been
very faithful with us, and this would be Nicolas Bourg from Telecel. He's a group chairman of Telecel. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not putting him here on the stage, I'm just recognizing him. You will be here on the stage later. This is just to recognize you. Thank you very much. A round of applause. Next on stage we have Dr. Rakesh Wahi, co-founder CNBC Africa, Forbes Africa. A round of applause. You've got 3 minutes. Thank you. I'm going to sing for my supper, so it's not going to take 3 minutes.
Excellencies, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening everybody. It's wonderful to be in Accra, where I've been coming for the last 15 years. A big thank you to the organizers, the Africa Prosperity Dialogues, for inviting me to be part of this purposeful event. As a brief introduction, we are a Dubai-based family with investments in IT, media, and education. In IT, we have an interest in the distribution of Microsoft in 8 South and Southeast Asian countries. In media, we own CNBC Africa and Forbes. Curtin University in Dubai and Lancaster University right here in Ghana. It's indeed my privilege to be here with all of you in continuing our discussions around Africa's infrastructure and the transformative journey that it must embark on. A lot has been discussed by various speakers today on initiatives, challenges, and opportunities from various points of view. It's been an excellent engagement through the last 3 days. I wear a few hats, and I'll discuss what I have to say from 2 perspectives, from education and from media. We've defined a lot of common terms of reference about the size, demographics, God-given natural resources, a rapidly growing youthful population, and a rich cultural heritage. However, despite its potential, and as discussed at various sessions, the state of infrastructure remains a bottleneck to achieving sustainable development goals. From roads and railways to energy and digital networks, the inadequacies in infrastructure impede trade, limit access to essential services, and amplifies inequalities. This is compounded by critical skills shortages and poor communication. I'll first touch on education, ladies and gentlemen. Technology is going to play an important role in the transformation of the education sector. Humanities and science are converging at a rapid rate. The number one question that parents ask when they come to our campuses is, will their children have a job after they finish university? Now, educators today are not nimble enough to transform education. And we are still teaching our children from outdated curriculum and obsolete training aids. This fundamentally needs to change. The developed world has fifth generation lab equipment, and we are still operating analog systems in our schools and training hospitals. Another glaring example is the cost of data. We talk of online education, but the cost of data in Africa is amongst the highest if this most basic service remains ignored. With the help of the Afri-Exim Bank, thanks to Professor Rama and his team, some of whom are present here today, we have launched a state-of-the-art, first of its kind future technology laboratory right here in Accra at Lancaster University, Ghana. This is so that technology can be at the heart of all vocations. Unless we prepare and train our youth with the right skills, we will not be able to fulfill the needs of the vast infrastructure projects being planned. And finance education, we are looking at a bleak future. I can spend the whole day discussing this, but in summary, the financing and planning of this all-important sector is not receiving the attention that is needed, and this is a wake-up call for everybody in this room. Ladies and gentlemen, education, like infrastructure, needs patient capital, and we do not have it today in Africa. You may not see dollars as a short-term return, but if you educate your youth, you will produce rocket scientists that will be far more valuable than the investment that goes into education. And if you need to see some case studies, look at the Indian economy. I'll now switch my hat and talk about the media's role in shaping and supporting the subject under discussion. Media does not merely act as an observer, but is a catalyst for dialogue, advocate for accountability, and champions for progress. This conference, for example, is validation for the need for such dialogue. It is imperative that we explore how media can shed light on the challenges, opportunities, and responsibilities surrounding Africa's infrastructure development. In a perfect world, media is supposed to be a bridge between all stakeholders, the government, private and public sector, financial institutions, and consumers. Its role is to raise voices, foster education, provide accurate information, and build transparency and accountability. It's a universal truth that everyone believes that when good is done, people will somehow find out. Unfortunately, that is not the case. If there are 100 good that are done by government, business, DFIs, or financial institutions, but just one deed goes south, the only news we get in a lot of detail is the bad one. Everyone enjoys and fuels sensational news, and all the good is lost. In Africa, we also have the issue of external narratives. Too often, African stories are written by international media in terms of deficits and failures, rather than opportunities and progress. This skewed perspective risks perpetuating negativity and undermines the confidence of investors and policymakers. It impacts ratings and the cost of borrowing. Our leaders, whether in government or business, must take more pride in shaping our own narrative. As Africans, we must speak about and celebrate success. A wise man once said to me, not only must you be good, but people must know that you're good. And this wise man was my father. Ladies and gentlemen, write your own script. Because as I always say, and I was just telling this to my colleagues on the table, that history has a bad habit of distorting itself. And if it's not properly documented, communicated, and archived, it will lose its way. I would briefly like to touch on an important area of editorial integrity. Media organizations must hold themselves accountable for respectful, ethical, and accurate reporting. Freedom of speech and availability of AI is not a license for speculative, unverified, or disrespectful reporting. An important matter from media owners is that of resources. To fulfill this role as a catalyst of transformation, media organizations require investments in capacity building and ensuring that they have the tools and knowledge to cover the complex issues effectively. There is also the need for constantly upgrading technology to be able to expand coverage and distribution. It's extremely important for all of you in the room to continue supporting both traditional and new media organizations. I'm going to finish it, ladies and gentlemen, but when we launched CNBC Africa almost 2 decades back, the African continent was branded with the age-old rhetoric of doom, gloom, crime, corruption, and despotic leadership. In the last 20 years, through tireless reporting and showcasing progress, development, and growth, we have been one of the important and strategic catalysts that have helped change the narrative. Africa is today a continent full of opportunities and hope. Let's continue to consolidate this trend and support all stakeholders on the path to growth. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Shall we now receive on the stage Mesfin Tessa, CEO of Ethiopian Airlines. A round of applause.
Good evening, everyone.
Sorry.
During the last 3 days, we have been discussing on how we can accelerate the creation of single Africa market. When we talk of single market, it means we need mechanism for people to travel, for goods to be transported. This calls for, in parallel with road, rail, and sea transport, a reliable, safe, affordable air transport system within Africa. This type of air transport system is a necessity market that we envisage for. Ethiopian Airlines has been providing such service during the last 79 years. In fact, before the concept of African free continental trade area was considered, them to the rest of the world. This was our tagline, our vision that we wanted to create. As a result of this, we have been expanding our network within Africa to reach where we are today. Today, we fly to 61 cities within Africa, making the largest connection by air within Africa. We are doing this using over 140 latest technology modern airplanes. We don't want to stop here. We wanted to expand the network further within Africa to create a very fast inter-Africa air transport service in the years to come. Our contribution to the development of air transport within Africa is not only limited to just bringing airplanes and flying. To support this service, we have invested a lot to establish the greatest aviation university within Africa to train young Africans into aviation professionals, including pilots and technicians, which many African airlines have shortage for. As we speak today, one African country has sent 300 people, 300 young people to be trained into pilots, technicians, and other aviation professionals to our university. They are taking the training. Through this effort, we are also helping other African airlines to meet their requirement for aviation professionals. Ethiopian Airlines has also invested in the development of the largest aircraft MRO facility in Africa. Many African countries send their airplanes to our facility for maintenance of their aircraft, instead of sending them to Europe or Middle East to get maintenance service for their airplanes. With our strong vision of helping the development of African air transport, we have been working with other African countries, African governments and investors to establish other airlines in the different corners of Africa. The first one that we did was a cooperation with West African investors to establish a strong airline based in Lome, Togo, known as APCA. As you know, and which most of you may have used, APCA today is flying to more than 28 cities in West and Central Africa, providing essential same-day connectivity between these countries. We are doing this to assist the development of airlines in different corners of Africa. We have done this in Congo, Malawi, Zambia. We will continue to work with other investors and African governments to assist in the development of air transport industry in Africa, and eventually to support the creation of single African market and the development of African economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mesfin Tasso, Group CEO of Ethiopian Airlines. Next is a video play, because the next person would like us to watch what she has for us via video. And she is Ambassador Bridget.
This world, the world, will be healed, must be healed. These brazen cities, the swollen mines, the mineral of our sweat, the teeming ghetto, the dormitory cells, in towns and squalid squatter camps where hope smothers in a tire. These furnaces of human indifference must incinerate with all the heat of a healing fire. Historically, mining investment in South Africa came with a culture of exploitation. Prior to 1994, South Africa's mining industry was dominated by monopolistic mining practices, with the ownership of mineral rights vested in the hands of only a few mining houses. Mining laws institutionalized the exclusion of blacks and females, with no black ownership in the industry. Rural communities were exploited and robbed of royalties for leased mineral rights. Then civil unrest and major labor uprisings saw the unionization of South Africa's labor force, with militant labor action challenging the exploitative labor policies of the time. Financial institutions were averse to mining investments in the country. This mining exploitation culture was a universal problem and can still be seen in underdeveloped countries with emerging economies. It has often been observed that resource-abundant economies tend to grow less rapidly than resource-scarce economies, a phenomenon referred to as the resource curse. The masses are excluded from the economic benefits of mining and are challenging the mining practice of explore, exploit, extract, and export, which leaves behind poverty-stricken communities and ghost towns. In the late 1980s, Bridget Radebe defied legislation by becoming the first black mining entrepreneur in South Africa. Her role in the design of the new mining legislation was prompted by the prohibitive, exploitative, and prejudiced nature of the mining industry. Post-1994, South Africa's mining industry saw a significant economic paradigm shift thanks to the introduction of reformed legislation through the Minerals and Petroleum Resource Development Act. This philosophy advocates Bridget Radebe's mining practice, where she encourages mining entrepreneurs to be agents of transformation, pioneers of change, and economic activists. The Mining Charter is a key contributor to compassionate capitalism, which requires 26% equity participation, 40% black managers by 2009, 10% female participation by 2009, BEE procurement, beneficiation, social and labor plans. As president of the South African Mining Development Association, the largest mining chamber in Africa, Bridget Radebe encourages stakeholders to prevent ghost towns through integrated development plans in favor of sustainable mining economics.
But we're very happy that for the first time in the history of the mining industry, the issues of true transformation has been addressed. We're going to have historically disadvantaged communities and operators benefiting, sustainable development beyond the closure of mine, skills transfer, and many issues that the President spoke about. And for us, the South African Mining Development Association, this is history that will enable us to continue with our efforts of trying to address the participation of those that have never been part of this industry.
The practical implementation of these ideas has successfully been achieved by Bridget Radebe, founder and executive chairperson of Makau Mining. Makau Mining Pty Limited is a pioneering African mining group with interests in coal, platinum, gold, chrome, vanadium, uranium and mining services through shaft sinkers. Today, this well-established and innovative mining group is highly regarded for its transformative mining practices and unwavering focus on involving and uplifting local communities. By uplifting communities, the economic sustainability of the investment area is met. As Vice President of the Minerals and Mining Development Board, which advises the Minister of Minerals and Energy, Bridget Radebe is a highly respected global opinion maker and mining strategist. With 20 years of experience in the industry, her global focus has been in advising mining stakeholders, including the World Bank and mining producers, on the creation of sustainable mining models. She has been instrumental in addressing the financial challenges in the mining industry by creating a venture capital mining fund and advocating for the creation of a resources bank. As an activist, Ms. Radebe also played a major role in the eradication of the coal transport infrastructure monopoly and has consistently maintained a dedication and focus on education and poverty relief in mining investment areas. But for Bridget Radebe, success is a journey that has not yet ended. In the words of Nelson Mandela, I have walked that long road to freedom. I have tried not to falter. I have made missteps along the way. But I have discovered the secret that after climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. I have taken a moment here to rest, to steal a view of the glorious vista that surrounds me, to look back on the distance I have come. But I can rest only for a moment, for with freedom comes responsibility, and I dare not linger, for my long walk has not yet ended.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for Ambassador Bridget Radebe. Please, let's put our hands together and celebrate her. Ladies and gentlemen, investing in Africa's infrastructure also includes the fact that African businesses must be able to communicate freely. It includes Africa's citizens being able to communicate quite freely. And at APN, we're excited to have been partnered by a unique business doing wonders in Ghana, supporting with charity events, supporting Ghana's businesses, among others. I'm excited and I'm delighted to invite on stage the group chairman, Nicola Bow of Telecel. Let's put our hands together for him.
We have already seen the power of the digital connectivity. Mobile money, for instance, has helped millions of people, and that's created a huge ecosystem. But digital economy cannot thrive in isolation. We must harmonize policies, regulation, and standards to ensure that Africa's digital marketplace is fully and totally integrated. As we move forward, let us embrace integration across border, sectors, and industry. Let us connect Africa, not only let us lead the world. Thank you very much.
We are tired of being the victims of their faraway wars, tear down the Berlin walls. Because I believe in Africa, I believe in
all of us. We're celebrating our champions. Because of the decisions that you've made across the continent, water, electricity, energy, businesses are powering across the continent. We start this evening's awards presentation with one award which is very important so far as digital is concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, the first award we present tonight is a Lifetime Achievement Award in Digital Technology in Africa.
Lifetime Achievement Award. An individual who made a pioneering and transformative contribution to Africa's digital technology sector. This award recognizes groundbreaking innovation, entrepreneurship, and leadership in advancing digital solutions that have shaped Africa's technological landscape.
Ladies and gentlemen, a sought-after speaker at Oxford, Harvard, and TED, he was profiled by CNN, Forbes, and the Financial Times. He also launched African Echoes, an audiobook platform for African stories. Before his death in September 2024, Google named a meeting room in his honor. An alumnus of Texas State University, he inspired generations of African tech innovators and was hailed as an African technology folk hero. Ladies and gentlemen, we're celebrating the life of Herman Chinwe Hesse.
Technology in Africa was recognized globally for its innovation in software and fintech. Listed among Foreign Policy's top 100 global thinkers, he earned accolades including a Goober Award, Ghana's Millennium Excellence Award for IT, and a Mobile World Lifetime Achievement Award. In 1991, he co-founded the Soft Tribe Limited, one of Africa's earliest and premier software firms, delivering indigenous technology solutions to multinational companies and institutions such as the United Nations and MasterCard Foundation. His fintech innovations, including the Sundiata payment system, helped shape Africa's digital economy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite the group chairman of Telecel, Nicola Bo, to do the presentation and the honors. Ladies and gentlemen, let's celebrate. The family has joined us here. Let's put our hands together for the life of an amazing individual. The life of an amazing individual. Technology today. Please, let's put our hands together. Let's celebrate the life of Herman Chinwe Hesse. It's one thing doing good. But the greatest is being remembered even when you're gone. If you could share a word with us, I think it would be great.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocols respectfully observed. Good evening. My name is Nachinri Hesse. I'm Herman's daughter. I would like to sincerely, thank you. Thank you. I would like to sincerely thank the Africa Prosperity Network for honoring our late father, Herman, with the Lifetime Achievement Award in Digital Infrastructure in Africa. When we accept the award on his behalf with great joy and gratitude. We're delighted that tonight his name is being added to the list of outstanding African men and women noted for their achievements and contributions to the continent. We're especially humbled that even after his sad demise, his work continues to be recognized and celebrated. May our Papa's legacy live on, and may his vision forever inspire future generations in the areas of technology, entrepreneurship, and Pan-Africanism. Please accept the family's appreciation. We are deeply touched by this award. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We're moving on. Ladies and gentlemen, it's important to tell this story in a different way. The team has put together a very crisp video that highlights the life of Herman Chinri Hesse.
Herman Chinri Hesse, the Bill Gates of Africa, was a towering figure in Ghana's tech industry. A digital trailblazer, he has inspired two generations of African innovators. He died on the 17th of September last year, aged 60. Chinri Hesse's passion was software development. In 1991, he co-founded the Soft Tribe to build tech solutions tailored to Africa's unique needs. Speaking to students in London at TEDx Houston in 2013, he recalled his return to Ghana from college in the United States after a first job in England.
So, the next thing I did after that was we had the basis for setting up a software company. I started manufacturing. I had no money. My parents didn't particularly want me in Ghana because they didn't live there. And they thought I was going to cause trouble like the old days. So they didn't want me there. There's a military government in power. And they just didn't want me to be their representatives there. They thought I was going to be trouble. So I had to do everything by myself. They allowed me the use of my bedroom, which I grew up in, where I lived when I was a child. So we had that one computer I brought from London. And once we had this contract going, I hooked up with within a month, he's doing pretty effective work. That's what the other company, you have to be a little gangster. What the other companies suffered from was that they were hiring top-notch computer programmers, internationally qualified. One, they were expensive. We all didn't have money then. Two, on a whim, they could walk up to the U.S. Embassy, get a visa and go and work for Oracle. And that's what they were doing. So none of their projects were finishing. I would happily take my ex-girlfriend's delinquent younger brother nice Ajabota. His English is good. He just smoked a little too much weed. And now he has reformed. And his maths was very good in the days when he was in school. I will take him on, I will train him. And so I had a whole fleet of very unconventional, quirky young people who were extremely arrogant and rich and thought they knew everything about everything.
Lionized by millennials eager to see a new Africa, Chinua Achebe perceived the power of technology to address challenges across the continent. His work allowed the Soft tribe to develop solutions that met logistical and payment needs in places with limited infrastructure. Chinua Achebe's innovations include Empower, an employment platform for low-income workers, and African Echoes, an app for sharing histories narrated in African languages. His mother, Mary Chinua Achebe, now Chancellor of the University of Ghana, spoke after his death about his passion for the continent.
My hope is that his dreams will be carried forward because he dreamed big. And I thank God for the opportunity I had in his life to be his mother, and I hope we will keep going with some of his very unusual and bold ideas about the continent and the place of Africa in the world.
Herman Chinua Achebe's projects not only solved problems in Africa, but also showed the world the ingenuity of pioneering entrepreneurs who believed, as he did, in innovation designed and made by Africans for Africans.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was phenomenal. From technology, we move all the way to an area of interest to everyone in this room. Our dream of the Africa we want would only be achieved if diversity and inclusion is fully embraced across Africa. The next category, ladies and gentlemen, is the Women Empowerment Award.
Women Empowerment Award, an individual who has demonstrated outstanding leadership in advancing women's economic empowerment. This award honors efforts in championing gender equality, fostering entrepreneurship, and driving impactful policies that uplift women across Africa.
Ladies and gentlemen, as president of South African Mining Development Association, she influenced key mining policies and led initiatives to alleviate poverty in mining communities. She serves on the BRICS Business Council, chairs the Black Business Council, and has held critical government advisory roles. Recognized globally, she received the 2008 International Business Person of the Year Award and was named one of Forbes' 20 most powerful women in Africa. Honored by the Africa Union and the Andrew Young Foundation, she remains a transformative force in Africa's economic landscape. Ladies and gentlemen, may I invite on stage Miss Brigitte Radebe. Please, let's put our hands together for her. And her award will be presented by Madame Patricia Poku Diabe, Chief Executive Officer of Plot Enterprise. Let's celebrate both women. Ladies and if I were you, I will clap much more than that.
The sun is up, spirits high, people everywhere. Yeah. The food is good, the wine is fine, people getting high. Yeah. Mama here, Papa there, the whole gang too. Yeah. Everybody's dancing, celebrating all night long. Celebration, jubilation, come together, all together.
Thank you for being a trailblazer in Africa. Thank you for influencing policies across Africa. Thank you for being a fine mind in moving Africa's mining sector. We're grateful, Ambassador, for your effort, for your drive, for your commitment.
Miss Bridget Motsepe Hadebe, a pioneering South African mining entrepreneur, defied apartheid-era laws to become the country's first woman mine owner. Born into an entrepreneurial family, she was denied entry to one of South Africa's premier universities to study law because of guidelines on racial segregation, but persevered to establish Macau Mining, which holds stakes in platinum, coal, and chrome. She played an important role in shaping South Africa's mining legislation and championing empowerment models across Africa.
As a South African woman, I'm exceptionally proud of that award. Can we please give her another round of applause? I know the food is delicious, but we can definitely celebrate these amazing individuals. The next award speaks to the power that we have as African people of having the agency to tell our stories. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present the Excellence in Pan-African Media Award.
Excellence in Pan-African Media Award. An individual who has contributed significantly to shaping Africa's media landscape. This award recognizes excellence in media leadership, fostering informed discourse, and amplifying Africa's narratives on the global stage.
As a former officer in the Indian Army Corps of Engineers, he received the Vishisht Seva Medal in 1985 and helped establish India's second Antarctic base. He has championed education and capacity building in Africa, founding ABN Education Trust and TAG Foundation to support disadvantaged students. He's also an avid mountaineer and philanthropist and has been honored by multiple stock exchanges. His memoir, Be a Lion, was published in 2016. A graduate of Jawaharlal Nehru University, he was awarded an honorary doctorate in Namibia for his contribution to education and business. Ladies and gentlemen, please, can you give a round of applause to Dr. Rakesh Wahi? And to present his award is Alex Ade.
Dr. Rakesh Wahi is a visionary entrepreneur with over 35 years' experience in early-stage investment across emerging markets. As the chairman of CMA Investment Holdings, he oversees operations in 15 countries. He co-founded and chairs the ABN Group, which includes CNBC Africa and Ford Africa, and leads Transnational Academic Group, which runs Curtin University, Dubai, and Lancaster University, Ghana.
Can we please give them one more round of applause? Thank you, gentlemen. The next award is centered around connecting Africa, because when we're connected, we are able to become one. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present the Leadership in Connecting Africa Award.
Leadership in Connecting Africa Award. An individual who has played a pivotal role in enhancing Africa's connectivity. This award acknowledges leadership in aviation, transport, and infrastructure development that fosters economic integration and intra-African trade.
Before taking the helm at Ethiopia Airlines, he was CEO of APCA Airlines from 2021 to 2022. He also serves on the board of governors of the International Air Transport Association. Mesfin holds a BSc and MSc in electrical engineering from Addis Ababa University and an MBA from the Open University in the UK. His leadership has been instrumental to the global expansion of Ethiopian Airlines, reinforcing its position as Africa's leading carrier. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to Mesfin Tasu. And to present his award is Charles Mba.
Mesfin Tasu was appointed Group CEO of Ethiopian Airlines in March 2022, bringing nearly 4 decades of experience in aviation to the role. He joined the airline in 1984 as an associate engineer and rose steadily through the ranks, serving in key technical and managerial roles. In 1999, he became Chief Information Officer, later holding positions as Vice President of Maintenance and Engineering and Chief Operating Officer.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together. We're celebrating Africa's champions. We're grateful for your commitment. We're thankful for your initiatives. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, a clap for the champions of Africa. Next is a very, very exciting award. There are many who say that all the plans that we have across Africa require some degree of support. And if you're thinking of finance, then it's important to also reward or award the individual who's been empowering us financially. The next award is a Financial Leadership Award.
Financial Leadership Award. An individual in a senior financial leadership role who has demonstrated exceptional expertise and made exceptional contributions to Africa's economic development. Criteria include sound financial management, prudent risk strategies, and innovative financial solutions driving prosperity across the continent.
This year's individual represented Mauritania at major financial institutions, including the World Bank, the Africa Development Bank, the Islamic Development Bank. He's a holder of a PhD in economics from the University of Nice Sophia Antipolis. He has completed executive courses at Harvard, London Business School, and the Swiss Franc Institute. Fluent in Arabic, French, and English. He has received several prestigious honors, including the Mauritania's Knight Medal of National Merit and Senegal's National Order of the Lion. His leadership continues to shape economic development across Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and celebrate Dr. Sidi Ould Tah. And this award will be presented by His Excellency Wamkele Mene. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking finance now. Let's
Dr.
celebrate the
Sidi Ould
champions of
Tah
Africa.
was elected president of the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa, Badea, in 2015, a former Minister of Economy and Finance in Mauritania. He previously advised both the Mauritanian president and prime minister and played critical roles in national economic policy, including chairing the National Statistics Council and serving as a board member of the Central Bank.
Very much, Dr. Sidi Ould Tah. And once you receive the award, the team will gladly take you to the back. And ladies and gentlemen, let's applaud him one more time. From finance, it's important to put education at the forefront in Africa. The next award is one that means a lot to the entire Africa, based on how bold the decisions were. Ladies and gentlemen, the next category is one that's important to all of us, and it's focused on education.
Transformational Leadership in Education Award. A leader who's implemented transformative policies to advance education in Africa. This award acknowledges visionary leadership in improving access, quality, and inclusivity in education, shaping the future of African youth.
Ladies and gentlemen, please bear with me as I dig into this with all the energy I can marshal. At the heart of his transformative agenda was a free senior high school, a groundbreaking initiative that has provided millions of Ghanaian children so far with access to secondary education regardless of their financial background. The policy introduced in 2017 has increased enrollment significantly, ensuring that no child is left behind because of the economic constraints. Ladies and gentlemen, this unique award is presented to His Excellency, the former President of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Let's celebrate him. He will be taking on his behalf by the hardworking Chief of Staff who worked with His Excellency, the President of the Republic.
At the heart of his transformative agenda was the Free Senior High School Policy, a groundbreaking initiative that has provided millions of Ghanaian children so far with access to secondary education, regardless of their financial background. The policy, introduced in 2017, has increased enrollment significantly, ensuring that no child is left behind because of economic constraints. By prioritizing education as a catalyst for national development, President Akufo-Addo has strengthened the foundation for a more skilled and empowered youth population.
Ladies and gentlemen, this award will be presented by no one but Dr. Lamini Zuma. Let's put our hands together and let's celebrate her as she comes on stage, another pioneer on the African continent. And as she comes, I read a bit. President Akufo-Addo's vision for education extended beyond Ghana's borders. A staunch advocate of Pan-African progress, he consistently championed education as a driver of economic transformation across Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together as we acknowledge the impact made on the continent so far as education is concerned. Ladies and gentlemen, we will know we're there when Africa's education is equitable and inclusive. Let's put our hands together for bold decisions so far as education is concerned.
Your Excellencies, unfortunately, His Excellency, the former President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is out of the country. That's why he is not here tonight. But he has asked me to convey his sincere gratitude to Africa Prosperity Network for this important award. This means a lot to him. Education means a lot to my boss, as we all know. And I will say that for Africa, we should all know that good education, quality education, access to education is important for our prosperity. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got 2 more awards left for the evening, and the next award is all about tourism. We know that Africa has beautiful natural landscapes, and this individual celebrates them and amplifies them globally. I'd like to present to you the Excellence in Tourism Promotion for Africa and Global Africa Award.
Excellence in Tourism Promotion for Africa and Global Africa Award. An individual who's contributed significantly to promoting Africa's tourism and cultural heritage. This award honors efforts in showcasing Africa's diverse attractions, fostering global connections, and redefining the African travel experience.
Beyond storytelling, Wode Meyer collaborates with entrepreneurs, governments, and grassroots movements to amplify Africa's successes. His work extends to sustainable development, youth empowerment, and cross-border initiatives, positioning him as a leading voice in Africa's digital transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Wode Meyer onto the stage. I think we can do better than that. And I'd like to invite Pops Wesa to come and present the award.
Wode Meyer, born Berthold Kobe Winkler Akon, is a Ghanaian content creator and digital influencer reshaping global perceptions of Africa. With over 1.5 million YouTube subscribers, he spotlights African innovation, entrepreneurship, and culture, challenging negative stereotypes and offering an authentic narrative of the continent. What started as a personal mission to present a more uplifting view of Africa has evolved into a movement, bridging the diaspora and inspiring young Africans to embrace their heritage.
And our last award for this evening is a big surprise to everyone sitting in this room, especially to the recipient. She is not aware that she is about to receive this award, and we'll go into that after we see the video. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present the champion of the Africa We Want Award.
Champion of the Africa We Want Award. An individual who's shown unwavering commitment to Pan-Africanism and the African Union's vision. This award recognizes leadership in policy advocacy, continental unity, and fostering inclusive development aligned with Africa's long-term aspirations.
From 2012 to 2017, she served as the first female chairperson of the African Union Commission, where she spearheaded Agenda 2063, Africa's long-term socio-economic transformation strategy. A lifelong champion of Pan-Africanism, gender equality, and integration, she continues to shape Africa's future as the Chancellor of the University of Limpopo and Chair of APN's Advisory Council. She was honored as the first champion of the Africa We Want Award winner, and her visionary leadership remains a beacon of the continent's development and unity. And while she is chair of the Advisory Council, this is the only award that she herself was not aware of. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to please give a warm and loud round of applause to Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma.
Dr. Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma is a distinguished anti-apartheid activist, medical doctor, politician and diplomat. She has served in every post-apartheid South African cabinet since 1994, holding key portfolios including health under Nelson Mandela, foreign affairs under Thabo Mbeki,
And I'd like to
Kgalema
call on
Motlanthe,
His
and
Excellency
Home Affairs under
Azali
Jacob
Asunani
Zuma.
to
Under
present
Cyril
the
Ramaphosa, she has led multiple ministries, most recently cooperative governance during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Ladies and gentlemen, in his absence, may I invite Gabi Asari-Ochodakun to do the presentation.
Thank you.
Please, let's put our hands together for the Executive Chair of the Africa Prosperity Network.
I think I would cede it to another champion woman, Dr. Asmani. Yeah? And Dr. Zuma, since this was a surprise, we would want you to share a few words with us. Now, I don't know if you know, she's the only person who has served in the cabinet of every president since apartheid was gotten rid of. She served under Nelson Mandela. She served under Mbeki. She served under her own former husband, President Zuma. And until recently, she served under President Cyril Ramaphosa. Ladies and gentlemen, a champion woman, and this is the woman who actually framed the phrase, the Africa we want. The one that has been the vision that we are all aspiring to. When she was in charge of the African Union as the chairperson of the Commission, they came out with the document that we call Agenda 2063. So all that we are aspiring to is thanks to this woman. Please, let's celebrate a champion of Africa.
Thank you very much. I can see you can keep secrets. I really didn't know until I came here that I was going to receive an award. But this is very humbling. But I'm also very honored to be awarded by African champions who, in an event that's promoting the integration of our continent, in an event that is promoting unity, but also prosperity of our continent. I'm also very humbled to receive an award with outstanding awardees that have come before me, including my brother there from my second home in Addis, because I flew Ethiopian Airways I don't know how many times. So thank you very much. I'm really honored, humbled. Thank you. We need more champions. I hope this is going to encourage more champions. Thank you.
What a beautiful way to end off our awards part of the program. And before everyone sits down, we'd like to ask all of the awardees to come up onto stage to take a group photo. So can everyone come up to take a group photo who won an award?
Ladies and gentlemen, may I kindly invite all the award winners on stage for a group photo. May I kindly invite all the award winners on stage for a group photo. After that, we walk through the life and impact of the legendary Mansa Musa. This week, Ghana has been celebrating a lot. Our theater and arts space has been buzzing with a drama of Mansa Musa. This evening, we tell you an abridged version of that on stage. All that comes up right after the photography. May I invite all the award winners on stage? May I kindly invite all the award winners on stage? May I invite all the award winners on stage? May I invite all the award winners on stage? All the recipients, please join me on stage. May all the recipients please join me on stage. May all the recipients kindly join me on stage. May the family of Herman Chinwe Hesse join me on stage. Miss Bridget Radebe join me on stage. Woody Meyer and the former Chief of Staff who received the award on behalf of the former president would also join me on stage. We're grateful for the life. We're grateful for your impact. Africa is thankful for leading the charge on all the fronts that are important for us, whether it's technology, be it women empowerment, be it excellence in Pan-African media, be it leadership in connecting Africa, be it financial leadership, be it excellence in tourism promotion, be it a champion of the Africa we want, and last but not the least, being a transformational leader in education award. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2025 champions of Africa, let's put our hands together and celebrate them. Thank you so much. We're grateful. We're grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to walk through the creative arts of Africa. Lion, have you seen the Mansa Musa play? Ladies and gentlemen, in the next couple of minutes as you're having dinner, may I invite on stage the storytellers, the team that's going to put together and walk you through the mind of one of the finest leaders in Africa, Mansa Musa.
Kuriye, kuriye, kuri janjang. Kuriye, kuriye, kuri janjang. Kuruna pagaba, kuri janjang. Kuriye, kuriye, kuri janjang. Kuriye, kuriye, kuri janjang. Kuruna bihi, kuri janjang. Kuriye, kuriye, kuri janjang. Kuriye, Ghana, kuri janjang. Kuriye, Africa, kuri janjang. Kuriye, kuriye, kuri janjang. I am a storyteller across time and place. I have ridden the horse of time and galloped through the ages. I have sat in the court of kings and queens and sat with ordinary men and women to share drink and tell stories. And tonight, I bring you story in song, to journey with us into ancient Africa through the melodies of the Mansa world. The Mansa world is a theatrical epic, but tonight we present to you the Mansa Orchestra, performing songs from our debut theatrical spectacle, Mansa Musa and the Trail of Lost Gold, after which we will take you around the world and sample some very beautiful music from different continents. Tonight, let us journey back 700 years into the past, on a golden morning when the caravan of Mansa Kankum Musa was about to depart from Mali into Mecca. Welcome to the Mansa world!
Ghana, Mali, Songhai, these are empires of old, of glories to be told and lessons to behold. Time has come to be bold, time to find the Lord's gold. Food for the mind and soul. 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 Up, 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 let's go. New caravan of the future. Up, let's go. What was lost must be found. What was broken must be mended. Up, let's go. What was it must be. Let us go. Let us go. Let us go. Let us go. Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa. Sundi Ataketa. Ale, 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 leila. Ale, 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 leila. Karibi sote, Ghana Mali Songhai. Ghana Mali Songhai. Oh, Karibi sote, Ghana Mali Songhai. Mansa Musa, Suman Buru, Sundiata Geta. Mansa Musa, Suman Buru, Sundiata Geta. Mali, 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 Mansa Musa, Suman Buru, Sundiata Geta. Mansa Musa, Suman Buru, Sundiata Geta. Hey, 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 hey. Golden glory of the mighty God. We shine above the world. Oh, with a golden caravan. Great kings are royal. With a royal procession. Kriya, 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 ah, ah. 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 Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey.
Golden morning 700 years ago in Niani. And now we'll present to you our next two songs, which speaks to two of the very important characters in the Mansa world. The first speaks to the character of Mansa Abubakar, who is said to have launched 2,000 ships across the Atlantic in search of what lay beyond into the New World. And the second is our theme song for the founder of the Mali Empire, Sundiata Keita. And so, introducing Miracle Within.
The stars across the skies, thinking too much but acting so little, fearing the worst and missing the best. Some miracles we chase, we must chase within. The power we wield to make dreams come true. The journey is long, the struggle is hard, but know we, dear Lord, all this not in vain. Our dreams will come true, we will see through the pain. So much joy we shall gain as we stay true to the vision. Some miracles we chase, we must chase within. The power we will to make things come true. The journey is long, the struggle is hard. Oh, glory, dear Lord. Hey, you must chase within you. You must chase within you. Hey, the journey is long, the struggle is hard. Oh, glory, dear Lord. Dreams will come true. We will see through the pain. So much joy we shall gain as we stay true to the vision.
I was born on my knees, crawling my way through this life, never becoming the best of me.
humming our theme song for Sundiata Keita, who was born infirmed but was able to overcome his challenges to become one of the greatest leaders of ancient Africa. So those are the 4 songs introducing you to the Mansa world. The Mansa world is also about connecting Africa to the world. And so we're going to treat you to a few interesting songs from around the world. And so we introduce to you Around the World. And I would ask our lead singers to come onto the stage so that, even though it's an orchestra, so that our audience can see you very well, at least for the singular songs. So Around the World.
Desfruto acariciante ponerte a dormir. Ese escalofriante, tenerte de friente, suave, suandiari. Diaria cualquier cosa, pues tan primerosa, pues tan siempre aquí. Y entre todas esas cosas, déjame quererte, entrégate a mí. No te fallaré, contigo yo quiero empezar. Quiero darte un beso, veré contigo mi tiempo, quedar tus secretos, cuidar tus momentos, abrazarte, esperarte a darte, tenerte paciencia, tu locura es mi ciencia. Complace amarte, disfruto acariciante, ponerte a dormir.
Sempre crescis, molte crescis, vita di te stabili, non conturat, et tu curat, nudum mentis aciem, potestatem, discobitu graciem, Sosimanis et inanis, rotatu volubilis, status manus, vana salus,
So we are going to end, after going around the world, we are going to end in Africa. So we'll do Womulobo and we'll do Yeke Yeke, and then we'll do a special one for Dr. Zuma. This is a surprise for her. So we are coming back home to end here in Africa. Thank you.
Have you ever
The vision of the Mansa World Orchestra is to curate musical instruments from every single African country into a grand orchestration. Some of these instruments actually going extinct, and this is just a teaser. And our production has a team of about 150, and we premiered last week, and on the 15th of March, we are premiering again here in Accra, Mansa Musa and the Trail of Lost Gold, where you get to see the full ensemble, in which we are preparing to take on tour, and we've been very privileged to be associated with African Prosperity. So we would like to end with a song we actually wrote for this particular program 2 years ago when Gabi invited the team to do a performance, for the occasion, and we composed African Prosperity, which has now become part of the repertoire of the Mansa World. And so we end with African Prosperity, the Africa we want. Thank you.
For liberation, the right to rule ourselves, the pride in who we are. Been on a long journey, generation to generation. We march with determination to build the Africa we want. Through tears and sweat and blood, many sacrifices we made. Now more than ever, our efforts must not be in vain.
African prosperity, African unity, the Africa we want, we want, we want, we want. African prosperity, African unity, Agenda 2063, the Africa we want, we want.
Africa, we want. Africa, we want. We want, we want. We bled for emancipation. We fought for liberation. The right to rule ourselves, the pride in who we are. Africa, we opportunities every day. We bet on Africa every time. The future is here and we're here to win.
What a fantastic way to celebrate African heritage and our rich catalog of music. Please can we give the Masa Musa Munsa Orchestra another round of applause. I think we can do better than that. They did a fantastic job. Please take a bow, guys. You were fantastic. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to reach the end of our program. The food has been delicious, the drinks have been flowing, and the energy has been beautiful. I've been told that now we're going to be acknowledging what they call the Big Three, who are presidents of multilateral financial institutions, presidents who are reaching the end of their tenure and have invested heavily in the African continent and its people. But before I call up our next speaker to introduce our top three, or our big three, I'd also like to send a special thank you to our headline sponsor, Telecel, who've been with us on this journey from day one. Not only because we share a vision, but they also believe in what Africa Prosperity Network stands for. Without further ado, I'd like to call up Vanessa Rue to celebrate and speak about the Big Three. Please give her a round of applause. Welcome. You can just move them up and down based on how comfortable you are.
Thank you. Honorable ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Mbolo, Akwaba. It's an honor to stand before you today to speak on a subject that will define the future of our continent, visionary leadership for Africa. Africa is at a crossroad where a continent of immense potential, blessed with rich natural resources, a youthful and dynamic population, and a spirit of resilience. Yet, the true measure of our success will not be in what we possess, but in how we lead, how we transform our potential into prosperity, our challenges into opportunities, and our borders into bridges and collaboration. Visionary leadership is not about maintaining the status quo. It's about seeing beyond the present and shaping a bold, inclusive future. It's about leaders who inspire innovation, foster unity, and champion economic transformation. It's about individuals who don't just react to the challenges of today, but anticipate the needs of tomorrow and take decisive action to secure Africa's place in the global economy. We have seen examples of such leadership in the architects of the African Continental Free Trade Area, APCA, in the visionaries driving infrastructure connectivity across the continent, and the innovator harnessing technology to revolutionize industries. These leaders understand that Africa's strength lies not in fragmentation, but in integration, in building roads, digital highways, and financial systems that connect all people and businesses, allowing Africa to thrive and thrive as one. Ladies and gentlemen, today we celebrate three extraordinary leaders whose visionary leadership has transformed institutions, inspired nations, and redefined Africa's development trajectory. Dr. Akinwumi Adesina of the African Development Bank, Professor Benedict Rama of the African Export-Import Bank, Afreximbank, and Dr. Sidi Ould Tah of the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa, BADIA. They are not just leaders, they are the architects of Africa's Renaissance. Over the past decade, they have steered their respective institutions to unprecedented heights, delivering tangible results that have touched millions of lives across the continent. As their tenure comes to a end this year, we reflect on the remarkable legacies. Have they left a gap? perhaps. But more importantly, they have built institutions that are stronger, that are resilient, and better positioned to continue the work they began. They have laid a foundation so solid that their successor can only build upon it, ensuring that Africa's journey towards prosperity remained unstoppable. Let us now take a moment to honor these giants, whose passion, innovation, and unwavering commitment have illuminated the path for Africa's future. Let's honor first Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, architect of Africa's transformation. Dr. Adesina has not only led the African Development Bank, he has redefined its role as a catalyst for Africa progress. Under his visionary leadership, the AFDB has become a beacon of hope, driving transformative development and infrastructure projects that have touched millions of lives across the continent. His tenure has been marked by bold initiative, unwavering commitment, and a deep belief in Africa's potential to rise. One of Dr. Adesina's most remarkable achievements has been his relentless focus on infrastructure development, the backbone of economic growth. From the Pokwase interchange in Ghana, the first four-tier flyover in West Africa, the landmark Dakar to Dagnadio, the toll heights in Senegal. The FDB has delivered projects that have reduced travel time, boost trade, and connected communities. They are not just roads and bridges, they are pathways to prosperity, symbols on what Africa can achieve when visionary leadership meets action. Beyond infrastructure, Dr. Adesina has championed initiatives like the High Fives, which prioritize lighting up Africa, feeding Africa, industrializing Africa, integrating Africa, and improving the quality of life for Africans. His leadership during the COVID-19 pandemic was exemplary, as the AFDB launched a $10 billion crisis response facility to support African nations, ensuring that economies remain resilient in the face of unprecedented challenges. Dr. Adesina's impact extends beyond numbers and projects. He has inspired a generation of Africans to believe in the continent's potential. His advocacy for women and youth empowerment, climate resilience, and sustainable development has positioned AFDB as global leader in addressing some of the world's pressing challenges. In honoring today Dr. Adesina, we celebrate not just a leader, but a visionary who has dedicated his life to Africa's transformation. His legacy is etched in the roads that connect nations, the lights that power homes, and the hope that fuels millions of dreams. Dr. Adesina is not just the president of AFDB, he's a true architect of the Africa future. Thank you, Dr. Adesina, for your service, your passion, and your belief in Africa. The continent is better because of you. Now let's celebrate Professor Benedicto Orama, a pillar of African trade and development. Professor Orama has been a driving force behind the Afrexim Bank, transforming it into a powerhouse of trade finance and a cornerstone of Africa economic development. His visionary leadership has not only elevated Afrexim Bank global standards, but also positioned it as a critical enabler for infrastructure industrialization and intra-African trade. Professor Orama's unwavering dedication to Africa's progress has led have left an indelible mark on the continent, inspiring hope and fostering tangible change. Under the stewardship, Afreximbank has spread groundbreaking initiatives that have reshaped Africa's economic landscape. One of its most notable achievements is the creation of the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, PAPS, a revolutionary platform that facilitates cross-border trade by enabling transactions in local currencies. This initiative has reduced dependency on foreign currencies. It also has empowered African businesses and strengthened economic integration across the continent. Professor Rama's leadership has also been pivotal in financing critical infrastructure projects that have catalyzed development. For instance, Afreximbank played a key role in funding the Lobito Corridor project, a transformative infrastructure initiative connected Angola, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Zambia. This project has unlocked vast economic potential by enhancing trade routes, reducing transportation costs, and fostering regional integration. Such efforts underscore his commitment to building the physical and economic bridges that Africa needs to thrive. Beyond infrastructure, Professor Rama has been a tireless advocate for industrialization and trade. The AFTA Adjustment Fund has provided critical financial support to countries and businesses, ensuring they can fulfill benefits from the AFTA. His leadership during the COVID-19 pandemic was equally remarkable, as Afreximbank launched a $3 billion trade finance facility to help African economies weather the storm, safeguarding livelihoods, and preserving economic stability. Professor Rama's legacy is not just in the project that he has championed, but in the hope he has instilled in millions of Africans. His belief in Africa's potential, his innovative solution, and his relentless pursuit of progress have made him a true champion of the continent. He has shown us that Africa's future is not a dream, but a reality within reach. Thank you, Professor Rama, for your visionary leadership, your commitment, and your profound impact on Africa's journey toward prosperity. You are not just a leader, you are a beacon of hope and a true architect of Africa's renaissance. Last but not least, I would love to honor Dr. Sidi Ulta, a visionary leader bridging Africa and the Arab world. Over the past decade, Dr. Sidi Ulta has been a transformative force at the helm of the Arab Bank for Economic Development in Africa, BADIA, steering the institution to new heights and solidifying its role as a key partner in Africa's development journey. Under his visionary leadership, BADIA has become a beacon of hope, financing critical infrastructure and development projects that have uplifted communities, driven economic growth, and strengthened ties between Africa and the Arab world. Dr. Ulta's commitment to Africa's progress has left an indelible mark, inspiring confidence and fostering tangible change. One of Dr. Ulta's most significant contributions has been his focus on infrastructure development, the cornerstone of economic transformation. Across Africa, BADIA has championed projects that have improved livelihoods and boosted economic activity. In Ghana, BADIA's support for the Tamale water supply project has been transformative, providing clean and reliable water to thousands of households in northern Ghana. This project has not only enhanced the quality of life for residents, but also has strengthened the region's resilience to climate change and water scarcity. Beyond Ghana, BADEA has financed landmark projects such as the Rural Electrification Project in Senegal, which has brought electricity to remote communities, empowering businesses and improving access to education and healthcare. In Mali, BADEA funding for the Ségou solar power plant has contributed to the country's renewable energy goals, reducing carbon emission and providing sustainable energy solutions. These projects are a testament of Dr. Oulta's strategic vision and his commitment to addressing Africa's most pressing needs. Yet, Dr. Oulta's legacy extends beyond infrastructure. His recent championing the Africa-Arab Financial Consortium stands as one of the most ambitious and visionary initiatives. This groundbreaking platform seeks to mobilize resources from both regions to fund large-scale infrastructure projects, promote trade, and foster sustainable development. By bridging this financial and economic strengths of Africa and the Arab world, the consortium aims to unlock unprecedented opportunities for growth, job creation, and regional integration. It's a bold step toward realizing that Dr. Oulta's dream of a unified prosperity future for both regions. Dr. Oulta's leadership during global challenges such as the COVID-19 pandemic further underscores his commitment to Africa's development. BADEA swiftly mobilized resources to support African countries, providing critical financing to strengthen the healthcare system and mitigate the economic fallout of the crisis. This demonstrates his ability to lead with compassion and foresight, ensuring that Africa remains resilient in the face of adversity. What sets Dr. Oulta apart is not just his achievements, but his belief in Africa's potential. His vision for the Africa-Arab Financial Consortium is a testament to his dedication to collaboration, innovation, and shared prosperity. Thank you, Dr. Oulta. Thank you for your visionary leadership, your passion for Africa's development, and your tireless effort to build bridges between Africa and the Arab world. Your legacy will continue to shine as a guiding light for progress, unity, and hope. You are not just a leader, you are a true architect of Africa's Renaissance. Please, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Dr. Oulta.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's celebrate. Let's celebrate the champions of Africa.
A standing ovation for this giant. Please. Standing
Ladies
ovation.
and gentlemen, a standing ovation as we celebrate.
Standing ovation, please.
Shall we be on our feet, ladies and gentlemen, as we acknowledge the big three presidents of the financial institutions at the multilateral level who are powering Africa's growth year in, year out.
Thank you. As we honor these three giants, Dr. Akinwumi
Please be seated.
Adesina, Professor Benedict Orama, and Dr. Sidi Oulta, we celebrate not just their achievement, but the hope they have instilled in millions of Africans. They have shown that with visionary leadership, unwavering commitment, and a belief in Africa's potential, anything is possible. Their tenure may be ending, but the legacies will endure. They have built institutions that are stronger, resilient, and better equipped to carry forward the work they have begun. Africa's future is brighter because of their contribution. Let us again rise and give a round of applause to these extraordinary leaders, Dr. Adesina, Professor Orama, and Dr. Sidi Oulta, for their service, their passion, and profound impact on Africa's journey towards prosperity. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please, let's put our hands together and celebrate her as she comes off the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting to the end of this wonderful evening. May I invite on stage the visionary, the idea bearer, the executive director, executive chairman, and founder of the Africa Prosperity Network. Please, let's put our hands together for Mr. Gabi Asari Ochri.
Hello. I understand that some of you had about 3-4 calls mail. So I've decided to send an SOS to a gentleman called Stoneboy to come and help you dance away your belly. So I'm supposed to give the closing remarks, but after that, if you wish to dance, please feel free to do so, because Stoneboy is just about to be the last act. Now, first of all, I want to thank the government and people of Ghana for making this happen. When we first brought the dream of doing the Africa Prosperity Dialogues, it stemmed from the 2018 meeting in Kigali that brought about the AFCFTA, and was motivated by the decision to situate the Secretariat here in Accra. When we thought about the idea, I think it was in Davos, I had a conversation with the then President Akufo-Addo. He thought it was a good idea. He gave me some ideas on how to do it. Came back, visited my friend. I say he's my friend because the two of us are known to be fond of colorful socks. I'm talking about His Excellency Wamkele Mene. You know, we wear colorful socks. Maybe not tonight. Not tonight. So, and we met up on a hill called Kwo. We had a meeting to brainstorm. Wamkele Mene was there. I was there. A lot of people were there. We had friends from the UNDP. And that's when we began to brainstorm about this idea of the Africa Prosperity Dialogues. And so a special thank you to His Excellency Wamkele Mene. And when you hear him, the vision, the energy, and perhaps the youthfulness. You know, in Africa, when you are 45, 50, you're still considered as youth. So the youthfulness that he brings to it. And I hope that he gets the support, not just from the political leadership, but from the private sector as well. Because he always says that we cannot have a single market if we don't get it owned and driven by the private sector. So it's important that the private sector becomes conscious of the single market, because it is for them and not for the politicians who make it happen. So it is why we have the Africa Prosperity Dialogues as a platform uniquely dedicated to bringing together the private sector to think together, plan together, work together in collaboration with the public sector to see how we can drive with urgency this single market, because that's the way to go. We want to also thank, and I want to send a special thank you to President John Dramani Mahama. I thank President John, there's so many Johns in Ghana. It got to a point that they said if you are not a John, you couldn't be president in Ghana. We've had John Rawlings, John Kufuor, John Mills, John Mahama, and somehow Nana came through. And that Nana was supportive in getting this thing to happen. And if you're not Ghanaian, I'll tell you a secret. I was very close to the former president. He was actually my cousin. And people were afraid that after he left office, maybe it would affect the Africa Prosperity Network. But the beauty about Ghana's democracy is the maturity of Ghana's democracy. Let's clap for Ghana's democracy. And what is interesting is that even though we are domestically political opponents, President John Mahama and I used to talk about the Africa Prosperity Dialogues, talk about the African Continental Free Trade Area. He's a Pan-Africanist, and I don't remember a Ghanaian leader who had not been a Pan-Africanist. And he is able to see beyond the domestic politics and see that AFCFTA is for Ghana and for Africa. Because Nkrumah, it's because of Nkrumah, I believe, that motivated the decision to cite it in Ghana. And he understands that what we are doing in collaboration with the AFCFTA is to achieve that dream that our founding mothers and fathers, thanks Wamkele Mene. Now when I say our founding fathers, I have to add the mothers, because it's important. It's important. You know, so I think Ghana's democracy is a testament of what we can do if we look beyond our parochial differences and look at our collective interests, because that's where the strength is. And we also have to thank our sponsors. First of all, where we are and the food that you've been eating, a lot of it is due to Telecel. So we thank Telecel. I see my friend Patricia smiling quite proudly. And I see the chairman as well. Thank you, Telecel. And we hope that this partnership will continue. Telecel was responsible for you eating and hopefully dancing. But also, Badia was mightily responsible for the 3 days. So we thank Badia. We thank Afri-Exim Bank. We thank MTN. We thank KGL. We thank Planet One Group. We thank those who gave little money. There are plenty of them. The Devtracos and, but you know, little drops of water. Yeah. Oh, we thank ALPI, one of our knowledge partners. You know, there's something interesting. You know, lawyers have taken the lead in the single market. It used to be the telecoms, but lawyers have taken the lead in the single market. And we have the founder of the Africa Law Practice Group International. It's a law firm that is now in 7 countries: Tanzania, Nigeria, Uganda, South Sudan, Kenya. Did I mention Kenya? And recently Namibia. Okay? And it tells you that we should stretch out beyond our borders to find synergies in other countries and come together. Because when we come together, I have a philosophy. I prefer to have 10% of 100 than 100% of 10. Okay? In theory, they both seem the same. But I prefer to be a 10% shareholder of 100 than a 100% shareholder of 10. Because when you are a 10% shareholder of 100, the others come with their ideas, their energy, their resources. And then the 100 is bigger and it can grow bigger. So please, let's clap our hands for Africa. We want to be 10% of 100% Africa, but let's work together. And we thank everybody. We thank Kempiski. And if I left anybody out, I thank my CEO, Siddiq. and his team, Stephanie, Kofi, Ashley, Priscilla, Inshra, Prince, Joel. There's so many of them. Please, don't take it personal if I left your name out. But we have this young, wonderful team. And I heard a Nigerian complaining that there was no Nigerian in our advisory board, on our advisory board. But the Nigerians want to be everywhere. And when you give them the chance, they will dominate. I was in Namibia about 4 months ago, and the taxi driver from the airport to my hotel said, when you see a Nigerian in a country, it means their GDP is good. You know, so on our advisory board, we have a mighty South African, of course, Dr. Zuma. We have a mighty Egyptian, Dr. Amani. We have a mighty global African from America, Crystal Jackson. A global African from UK, Josian. We have a Kenyan, Ambassador Amina Mohammed, who, after Dr. Zuma, also tried to be the chairperson of the AU. So we are an African organization, but we have a Nigerian on our board. Please, I hope that helps. Yeah, not on the advisory council, but on the board. You know, so we are an African entity, and we thank Ghana for being our host, and we thank Africa for embracing us, because when we looked at the registration, we had people from 46 countries coming to Africa Prosperity Dialogues. And as the president said today, we're going to make it bigger with the support of AFCFTA, the support of the government of Ghana, the support of people of Africa, the support of our partners. I think that we should use this opportunity to grow as bigger. We had a compact, and one of the things that came out of the conversations was something that Dr. Zuma said, and then the rest took it up. He said, we have a huge middle class in Africa, and the fastest growing middle class. Some estimate up to about 400 million or so. And there are about 150 million Africans outside of Africa. Don't ever stop me. At least I'm the boss, so allow me to speak small. Allow me to speak small. And she said something. What if we get 50 million Africans contributing $1 a day to an integrated infrastructural fund for Africa? $1 a day, that's $30. And how many here can afford $1 a day? Please put your hands up. Don't worry, the tax man is not here. Please put your hands up. $1 a day. Not as charity, but to be a shareholder of a fund for Africa infrastructural development. How many of you can afford it? Majority of you. And calculate $30 a month times 50 million times 365 days. Calculate it. It's big. We need to take our own destiny into our own hands. And that's really what this is about. So please, let's not just talk. Let's make sure that when we leave here, what comes out of here, we can take it further and build the Africa we want. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together. Let's celebrate the founder and executive chairman of the Africa Prosperity Network. Ladies and gentlemen, when we started 3 mornings ago, our charge was clear to answer the question of how do we deliver Africa's single market through infrastructure. 3 things were on our minds. How do we drive investment? How do we connect? And how do we integrate? Tonight, we've celebrated our champions. On behalf of the Advisory Council, on behalf of the board of the Africa Prosperity Network, on behalf of our partners, we're thankful that you joined us. We're grateful for your time, and we are delighted for celebrating our champions tonight.
Because we've eaten, we've had beautiful meals, we've had great entertainment. There's nothing short of amazing. Tonight was nothing short of amazing. And I think all of us, after such a productive couple of days, would love to just let our hair down and party. So without further ado, I think we're going to introduce our final act for the evening. Nigerian? Ghanaian.
You wish.
I know. Slip of the tongue.
Ladies and gentlemen, inviting on stage